G'day there guys, Marky here, and welcome back to another episode of me judging people on Reddit, r/relationship advice. If you're new and you like these kinds of videos, I would love you to hit that subscribe button, don't forget to hit it, as well as that quirky little bell next to it as well. That is, if you're keen to keep up with every single upload on this channel. But without further ado, I want you to sit back, relax, chuck a prawn to the barbie, and let's get right into it. Our first post is by user VictoriaC98 titled, "Am I the a-hole for leaving my stepfather behind in our family vacation? I'm 24 female, currently on a trip with my mother, brother, and stepfather. To shorten the story, I'll go straight to the point. Yesterday, we decided to leave our Airbnb at around 8 a.m. because we were taking public transportation to save some money and also had a guide visit at 9:30 a.m. at the Edinburgh Castle, and according to Google Maps, it would take us around 45 minutes to get there. Everybody got ready in time, except my stepfather Daniel, male 46, who couldn't decide what jacket to wear. That already made us a couple of minutes late, but we wouldn't miss the bus. He then picked out a very big and heavy red jacket. We all asked him multiple times if he was sure because the jacket was a lot to carry around all day, but he was certain. Info. The walking distance from the Airbnb to the bus stop was 10 minutes. We left the house at around 8:10 a.m. and the bus was supposed to arrive at 8:25 a.m. As soon as we arrived at the bus stop, Daniel decided that we were right, and the red jacket was too much, and then went back to change, which made us miss the first bus. My brother and I got a little annoyed, but Mum said that we had time. Daniel took 15 minutes to return, then he said that he was going back because the jacket he picked now wasn't warm enough. That made us miss the second bus. He came back wearing the exact same jacket because he didn't get to change it because he got lost and couldn't find the house. It's a suburban area and the houses look very similar. At this point, we were all very irritated, but he went back anyway. The third bus was arriving and my brother and I decided to take it. My mom didn't like it and asked for us to wait. We agreed for her sake, which, guess what? We missed the third bus. Now there was a chance of us being late because it was around 8:45 a.m. at this point. Daniel returned and everything seemed fine. We waited for the bus, and as it got there and Daniel tried to find his phone, he couldn't. He left it at home. My brother and I had had enough, and we wouldn't miss this bus. We went ahead and said that we would be meeting them at the castle. They arrived at 10 a.m. and couldn't join the guided tour, but we did, lol. Daniel was upset and said that we had the whole day to visit the castle, and it wouldn't make a difference at what time we arrived there. Mum supported us, but said she talked with Daniel and he'll apologize if we do the same, but I feel like we didn't do anything wrong. But according to him, we're kind of assholes. I don't want to drag this and ruin the vacation, but what do you guys think? Info 2. Some people have commented that he might have a mental issue. The answer is no. Daniel is completely fine. He actually had a brother with mental disability, and when their mother died about a year ago, Daniel took guardianship of him, and he had to take a few tests ordered by a judge to make sure he was able. OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. I left my stepfather behind during a family vacation, he was making us late, and I didn't want to miss the activity that we planned the day before. He said we could have waited, but we decided not to, and now he's upset with me. Damn, Daniel, back at it again with the incompetence and poor time management skills. I would be just as offended and annoyed and angry as you are if I were to be in your shoes for this, OP. There's a reason we double and triple check our gear, what we have on us, the weather conditions, everything, before we go out and do something, especially on holidays. I do agree that time is of the essence, and he is wasting everyone else's time. If your mother and Daniel want to go and do their own thing, that's fine, but they need to respect the time of others that are on the trip with them. I think it's silly that he demands an apology from you guys when you've done nothing wrong. I can understand why and if you do give it, but I don't think he deserves one. Because I guess in my point of view, it would diminish the sincerity of his apology. Anyway, I don't see any situation in which you're the asshole here, so not the asshole. For some relevant comments, does he usually try to ruin things? And OP says, it's the first time. We usually get along great. Does he have ADHD or another mental illness? I don't know about ADHD. I can suggest to my mum to find him a therapist, but other than ADHD, we're sure he's mentally fine. Garamon7 says, not the asshole. I didn't know that you could have a baby for a stepfather. And seriously, would they let you do the same if you forgot a phone and couldn't decide what to wear? I suspect the answer is no, Scott. Must be his first time traveling without his mummy, wink. Oh, he has a new mummy now, and is trying to break her in all in one day. It's not working with the kids though. Remarkable Topic says, sounds like unmedicated ADHD from someone who has ADHD and hates the medication for it, issues. Whatever the reason though, OP is not the a-hole, and it's unrealistic to expect others to continue to miss buses for their plans due to this type of situation. Ashes and Hale says, some people are just like this without being neurodivergent. They're just inconsiderate and self-absorbed. That seems to be the case here. I'm there for the mother telling him to think twice about calling her grown kids assholes. That's the kind of attitude am I the asshole is often missing. Karen Rachel says, not the a-hole. Try and enjoy your trip. You are a lot nicer than me. I would have gotten on the second bus, maybe even the first. He's trying to control the situation for some reason. That's a version of weaponized incompetence that he's using to get you all to do what he wants, or maybe just not what you want. Confident Feline replies, yeah, I would have gone, okay, see you at the castle, the first time he went back. Sounds like he didn't want to go to the castle and was trying to miss enough buses so he could get everyone to do what he wanted instead. I used to do this exact same thing as a kid when I didn't want to go somewhere. Turns out I had crippling anxiety. And now onto the update. Thank you all who gave advice. My mother approached us and said she realized we didn't do anything wrong and apologized. Turns out that this wasn't the first time something like this happened. I won't go into too much detail about what our mum told us, but Daniel is absolutely terrible at time management and is used to people bending to his will. We've dealt with him differently, and he just wasn't expecting that. She sat us down and told him that 1, she already raised her kids and doesn't want to raise a husband, 2, we wouldn't be apologizing because we didn't do anything wrong, unlike him, who was disrespectful to our family, and 3, if we establish a time and he couldn't be there, we'll be leaving without him. And lastly, she said to think twice about calling her children assholes. Daniel ended up apologizing and promised that he would work on this issue. To make up, he paid for another tour to the Highlands. We're excited. Thank you all again. In the comments, Cool Caterpillar 77 says, I cannot believe how many buses they missed before finally deciding to get on. I may have missed the first one, although I'm leaning towards no given that he was already having jacket issues at home, but I would have gotten on that second bus no hesitation. Yeah, I'd have skipped the first no problem, especially if he admitted he was wrong about the jacket after all, but the second? No, buddy. See you at the castle. Edinburgh ain't that big. You can catch up. Lichinimo says, what an inconsiderate dick. It wouldn't make a difference at what time we arrived there. Except it did. OP and her brother made it on time to make the tour and they didn't. Like, come on, dude. Adron replies, yeah, they're in a foreign country for a limited time and obviously want to make the most of it, yet he has the gall to act like they can afford to waste time waiting on his ass when he messes up. If he was more considerate, he would have told them to go ahead anyway, 'cause waiting in a souvenir shop is more fun than the bus stop. Personally, I'm glad that the mother helped iron things over with everyone here. And hey, setting up healthy boundaries with him, 3 separate precedents that he needs to follow and understand going forward from this incident. I don't feel like it's too often that you see such healthy relationship management from people like that, and I just want to applaud her for being so forthright with this man for doing wrong, getting him to apologize, and just working things out with her family. That's so healthy. Like, slay. What do you guys think about that one? Let me know in the comments down below. Our next post is by user Wife No More Now, titled, My husband has been cheating for the past decade. I honestly am at a loss for words. I just don't understand why this is happening to me. I'm 30 female, and me and my husband, 30 male, have been married for 5 years, together for 11. We literally had a movie-like relationship. Just a constant honeymoon phase. Of course, it got boring here and there, and there were bumps along the road, but I wouldn't have ever thought of this. Ever. Yesterday, I was looking up a recipe on Pinterest using my husband's phone when he got a message from a contact called Internet Company, but it was a video, which I thought was weird. So I clicked on it, and within the video there was a little girl saying "Dada" and a woman in the background that got super excited. I couldn't believe it. I scrolled up, tons of texts, all about different things. When he'd be visiting, if he could pick up, which is a girl's name, let's call her Kelly. Kelly today. Daycare for, let's call her Dina. Date nights, all sorts of stuff. I couldn't believe my eyes. I managed to find the woman on Facebook. All it did was really hammer in that this was really happening. I tried to convince myself that those weren't his kids. Maybe he was just cheating on me with someone with kids. Please let him be cheating on me with someone with kids. This woman had 2 daughters, worked an office job, and posted pictures of her daughters and what she made for dinner every night. I took a breath and messaged her. It was so much worse than I could have ever imagined. These 2 girls were both his, one being 11 months and the other being 4 years old. I already was panicked at the thought of him cheating on me for 4 years until I asked how long. 10 effing years. They had been dating for 10 years. He kept up a double life for 10 years. I don't even want to fathom how. Apparently this woman had no idea. He always claimed that he had to live away from her for work. He visited every weekend, which FYI, I work 16-hour shifts on the weekend and return during the afternoon and go straight to bed. She showed me countless videos and images of them together. I just couldn't believe it. How could he do this to me? Why would he do this to me? We have been trying for a kid for 4 months. I was so excited to go through this experience together, but that's wrong. It wouldn't have been together. I'm so glad I am not pregnant. I can't imagine living this lie while pregnant. I just can't look past this. I feel like such an idiot. How could I not tell? Why wasn't I concerned about never seeing him on the weekends? Why didn't I wonder why he took such frequent business trips? Why didn't I question why he was getting so many texts from an internet company? Why? Why did he waste my time like this? Why did he hurt me like this? Why the hell did he do this? I don't even know how to confront him. I can't sleep. I can't even be around someone like that. Someone who could do this to me. I'm so heartbroken. I can't ignore it. My life is a lie. My life is ruined. I don't know how to even try to move on. In the comments, Darkhaven Witch says, "What did the other woman say? Was she apologetic? Was she horrified? Is she going to stay with him? Save the evidence. Send it to yourself to help with your divorce. Get your ducks in a row. Before you confront him, have it in an email addressed to his family and friends. Hit send after you do it, but don't tell him what you are going to do." OP replies, "She was mortified. She didn't even believe me until I had her videos from our wedding. She didn't apologize for anything, but I didn't expect her to. But she did ask a lot of questions and answered all of mine." Reddit said it Reddit replies, "I know some people like to take what they consider the high road, but he has scammed you for years. Your time, your feelings, finances, everything imaginable. I really do hate when people just leave quietly, letting the other person get away with it. For the love of God, rinse him for all he is worth." Hole Up a Minute says, "You're not an idiot for having a husband with a secret life. That is not on you. You would be an idiot to look past it or find a solution to stay together. There is zero way you can justify or forgive this. Don't be an effing idiot. Get a lawyer and look for your way out." Is this woman also heartbroken, shocked, angry, sad, confused? Is she defending him being possessive? Or is she also furious with him? If she also seems against him, she may be a great ally. You could both benefit greatly by teaming up to divorce and get custody and child support. He doesn't deserve anything, not even his kids, who he lives away from because he'd rather his wife not know. OP replies, "She just seemed shocked overall. I wouldn't say she had any undertones of a single emotion besides surprise and maybe sadness. She agreed to not talk to him until I did, which I am so grateful for. Hole Up a Minute replies, "That's a good sign. I hope the both of you come out of this all right. This isn't fair to either of you. You both deserve better. Just remember that none of this is your fault, and you deciding to not be around him anymore is the best decision that you can make for yourself." Again, I'm going to be saying this a lot in my videos. What do I say here? I didn't think that double lives like these were possible in this day and age. I can understand back before the rise of the internet when you had pilots that would fly east to west coast in like America. Yeah, they could easily maintain two families on opposite sides of the countries and keep that anonymity going, but how did this man manage that? Like, absolutely, yes, it's disgusting and morally reprehensible, but the fact that it seems like these two people are living within close proximity and he managed to keep all of this under wraps, that's a dangerous and tactful man. I'd be kind of scared of him, TBH. This is next level deceit and danger. Oh my god. And now, onto the update. This is an update/extra info. I've gotten into contact with a divorce attorney. I'm obviously going to divorce him. To all the people saying we should just be sister wives? You sick freaks. Why would you say that to someone? Pretty small update, but I wanted everyone to also know a bunch of info because the same questions keep getting asked. So here's the actual update. I haven't confronted him, after dozens of comments advising me not to. Me and the other girl, I'll give her a fake name now, I guess, so let's call her Jenny. No, her name is not Jennifer. Have been talking. She has agreed to not confront him only because we are married. I did in fact learn that my husband was supporting this other family of his, and apparently Jenny makes a very low paycheck, so she was and is financially dependent on him. Me and Jenny also got two sides of my husband. Me and my husband's life was eerily good? I guess you could say never had any huge arguments. In fact, we rarely argued ever, and if we did, it was usually about me wanting him to get a different job, because I was led to believe he was only making $31,000 a year, which is super low for his occupation. We had an amazing, intimate life, all the normal couple bases. But apparently, he wasn't so nice to Jenny. He was far more distant, literally also, yelled at her all the time, treated her like trash, only for him to bring her amazing gifts and take her out on amazing date nights and tell her how much he loved her the next week. What the hell? But that's not it. He loves his daughters oh so much, even though he's screwing over their mom, and acts like such a good father. That makes me mad, like super mad. I can't even fathom why. He's not 100% trash. Should I be happy? But I'm not. I am so mad at him. It's eating away at me that I can't just scream at him about how horrible he is. Now, here's a whole bunch of info to answer a bunch of questions. How didn't you notice money missing? Well, our finances were kept separate. We also got a prenup when we were married. How did he keep up visitation during COVID? Apparently, he didn't. Jenny said that he mostly only called and FaceTimed. If she dare brought it up, he would just hang up on her. Real good guy, I know. Why were you on his phone? Gasp! Could it be my phone was almost dead, so I used his? Yes, I noticed he had calls from her, but she was saved as internet company, so I paid little mind. Oh, and funny thing is, I'm saved as spam call on his phone, which, fun fact, was a joke between us because I used to call him 5 times every day during our early 20s. People used to literally call me spammy. I occasionally got mad at him because how would he know if it was spam or not? I'm pretty effing mad that I didn't get weirded out faster. How didn't you figure out via social media, and how did you find her? I usually only use Facebook to look at stupid memes and to talk to friends. 2, I had her phone number. That's how. Why didn't you text her instead of messaging her? I got this one as a private message, but I talked to her on Facebook because I didn't want him to see my number on her phone somehow. I know, paranoid and whatever. Why don't you just convert and be sister wives? Why? Why would I do that? How didn't you notice? Why did you get married so young? I don't know. Maybe I trusted my partner of 11 years? We got married quote-unquote young because he wanted to and we could. How could he have the energy to keep up a double life? I'm not him. I don't know. Honestly, it's beyond me why he would be with me and her at the same time. It makes more sense for him to have been with her full-time than me. What about family? Well, he told Jenny that he cut his family off years ago. He didn't, and Jenny grew up in foster care and was never adopted. The funny thing is, his family probably won't care that he cheated on me. They will only care that they were dare kept away from their grandbabies. In the comments, Just Passing Through 63 says, possibly that the other relationship started as an affair. He had no intention of it carrying on this long, but she got pregnant, and here we are. A child, now children, was involved, and he stuck around. That could be why he's not nice to her. He never intended for her to still be around, and he, at least subconsciously, knows his house of cards could come tumbling down at any time, and he blames her somehow. But that's just a theory. A Reddit theory. And cut. OP, when do you plan to confront him? Have you gotten any advice from your attorney on how exactly to do that? I worry that this could be a very volatile confrontation. I also got the sense that the reason he's cruel to Jenny is because he messed up fooling around and now has to pay for the consequences. And since she has 2 kids, he can't leave her or she'll take him to court, which could out him to his legal wife. Yet he treats his legal wife with such care and has a honeymoon-like bliss, but takes out all his frustration on Jenny. Rawbeard X says, it makes sense that the marriage was a permanent quasi-honeymoon. You were the honeymoon wife away from the breeding wife. So chances are he has a third wife lined up to honeymoon with if you started to try for a kid. This guy. I don't understand this male mentality. Do men genuinely change the way they see their wives as soon as they have children? Like, in what imaginary world are men living in to decide if they are husband or bachelor? This is a mental illness level of delusion. Rawbeard replies, not married, so can only say what I have observed in other men. Yes, some do change, or maybe reveal how they actually view their wives. And now onto the final update. Hello everyone, I'm back. I've moved out of our house, I'm staying with a friend. We're getting divorced. I confronted him with said friend just simply because you never know what can happen, but at least I got some form of closure from this. First off, he wasn't sorry at all. He didn't even ask me to stay, he just huffed and said, okay, if this is what you want. When I asked him why, he just looked up at me, didn't say a word. I asked him how. How could he keep this up for so long? And what did he say? Because you both went along with it. So of course I asked further. And as many of you guessed, Jenny knew. For some odd reason she was okay with this. I still don't understand why she would lie to me instead of just, blocking me or something. I'll admit I was upset. Very upset and confused. So I asked again, why would you do this? He told me that he was cheating on me with her since the beginning of our dating, that she was just a fling though, and he didn't expect either relationship to really last. But it did. Woohoo! When I asked him why to cheat in the first place, he said, because I was young, I could get away with it at that time, so why not? He effing disgusts me. I asked him why he married me instead of her, and he said, because you were the better choice. When I asked him to elaborate, he definitely elaborated. Jenny didn't have a good job, so she was a bad investment. Ew. Jenny was uglier. Once again, ew. Jenny wasn't as good as me. She wasn't as clean as me. She wouldn't be as good of a partner as me, and so on. I asked why he would even have sex with her if he liked me better. Well, that's because she was more kinky. For your information, I am not kinky at all. I'm very vanilla, in fact. I asked about the kids, of course. He clarified that the first kid was an accident. He literally did the air quotes. Jenny poked holes in a condom, which he found out about but never confronted her. Of course, I don't know if I can trust this. He had a second one with her because, in his mind, he could handle one, so why not two? What type of dumb effery is that? When I asked about how he treated Jenny, he confirmed that he did in fact only see her on weekends, but claimed to have never treated her poorly. He said he treated her as the mother of his children and respected her as such, but never treated her as a romantic partner. Apparently she's only there to screw, not to love. At the end of it all, he asked if he could talk to me privately. I couldn't find a reason not to, so I sent my friend out of the room. He told me that he still loved me, and that we could work this out if I really wanted to, that he would abandon Jenny and his daughters, but still pay child support. I said no, to which he let out the most dramatic sigh I'd ever heard in my life, before saying, "Have it your way then," and then wearing the most smug smile I have ever seen, like he'd won the biggest battle of all time. This guy is insane. What is going on? Who acts like this? Is that sociopathic? That's not even psychopathic. This is just a man without a brain. I was left conflicted. I cried in my friend's car all the way to his house. It's like my now ex could just change everything with a flick of a switch. I can feel myself already wanting him back. Gross. But I'm not going back. I'm never going back. I've got a lawyer, and so does he. The papers are signed. All that is left is court. I can't believe how much my life has changed this year. I went from being giddy to go home to see my husband smile to dreading it, hating it, wishing I'd never see it again. I don't know whether Jenny really knew, but I'm guessing she did. I mean, how did she not know for 10 years? But that being said, how didn't I know for 10 years? Whatever, I just wanted to let Reddit know that this is what's happened. This didn't happen recently, but I forgot about the whole Reddit post. I've got other things to worry about if you didn't notice. I don't know what to trust. I don't even want to reach out to Jenny. I don't even want to know the truth anymore. You know, Matthew, if you managed to see this, honestly, I applaud you. Congrats! You did it! You ruined everything. You got away with it for over a decade, and it's finally over. I wonder if you'll go back to Jenny or just find some other girl to trick, to destroy. All I care is that you leave me out of it. I'm looking forward to moving on and finding someone who actually loves me. Damn. In the comments, Darkhaven Witch says, "I'm so sorry. He's now strapped to these kids for at least the next 18 years, and hopefully, Jenny will end things and demand child support. Sadly, one day his daughters will realize how creepy and hateful their father is and be ashamed that he is their sperm donor. You can't just treat people like this and not have it returned to you. He did both of you wrong, knowingly and willingly, and was laughing about it because he got away with it. But he is one of those used, ignorant spirits put here to cause pain. He has no worth, no purpose, no one will ever truly love him, and he will never find peace. When he eventually passes on into the next life, no one will even notice his absence." Again, I'm baffled at the fact that he thought he won, and it's like some weird movie villain arc going on with this man right now. You just know straight after that interaction, he went and posted an edgy Joker meme on his goddamn Facebook timeline. "Be careful who you trust. The devil was once an angel. My silence is not a weakness, but the beginning of my revenge." He really thought he did something with that speech. I don't know what he thought he won. She's not going to come crawling back to you in 6 months, buddy. He's just said the most reprehensible things. What a terrible human. I mean, congrats to OP for escaping and getting out of there, but that's 10 years of your life you're not going to get back that this man just destroyed. Yes, it's not too late to move on, but my god, he's so smart yet so dumb at the same time. I'm surprised someone like this can exist. I feel terrible for OP at the same time. I really hope that you find someone better because Jesus Christ. Anyway, that's where I'm going to finish up today, guys. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know what you thought of it down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.